Super Rugby Dream Team for the semi-finals. So this is probably the last Dream Team. Apart from the season summary Dream Team, I guess, where I pick the guys for the whole season. This will be the last one because in the final, basically whoever wins, that's the Dream Team. So, yeah, I've had a look at the Brumbies Jaguares game and the Crusaders Hurricanes game. I've picked some players. Again, it is a loose collection of players rather than individual positions. Some of the guys do move around during the game and all that. You guys will be pretty familiar with that. But like I've got a couple of loose heads rather than a loose head, tight head, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll put the 15 guys up. You guys let me know your thoughts and yeah, we'll go. Props. I've gone with Moody from the Crusaders. I haven't been all that impressed by Moody this season, but I think he kind of came good, and for New Zealand Rugby, hopefully he's coming good at the right time. 6 runs, 4 metres, kind of what you expect from a prop. 5 from 5 tackles, also managed the turnover. The scrum was solid. It wasn't totally dominant like we thought it might be, but it was pretty much on the right track, and he didn't concede any penalties on his end as well. So I thought he put in a pretty good effort. Likewise, there's Scotty Seo from the Brumbies. He had 3 runs for 3 metres, which is the ultimate prop, but he also had 3 passes. What a prop is doing passing, I'm not sure. 7 out of 9 tackles, 2 penalties conceded by his opposing number, so the tight head for the Jaguares. He didn't concede any of his own, so he was definitely getting the upper hand in that scrumming duel in that game, which is pretty good stuff. It's kind of what you want to see from your prop. Next, speaking of the Jaguares, I've gone with Augustine Kurevi for the hooker. He had 4 runs for 10 metres, which I think is pretty conservative, but 2 defenders beaten, 5 from 5 tackles, also managed the turnover. The line-out was 100%, and he didn't even play that much of the game. He played just into the second half and got substituted relatively early, and he still racked up those pretty good numbers. I thought he was a big part of that Jaguares win, so a lot of credit goes to him, but a lot of credit also goes to this guy, Guido Peri from the Jaguares. He has been excellent all season, but he had 4 runs, 10 metres, beat a defender, had a pass, 4 from 5 tackles, 3 line-out wins, but also 3 line-out steals. So that Brumbies set piece was always going to be a bit of a menace for the Jaguares, but this guy single-handedly shut it down 3 times. So a very, very impressive effort from him. And his locking partner. That's 3 Jaguares in a row, Thomas Lavanini. He had 8 runs for 21 metres, so slightly more effective ball carrying. 3 defenders beaten, 4 passes, a try, which was a pretty good effort from very close out. 8 from 8 tackles, and also 2 line-out wins. So those guys are also one of the best locking duos in Super Rugby. I always talk about Carter and Arnold, but this week it was more about these 2 guys from the Jaguares. Loose forwards, I have gone with Valtini from the Brumbies. That guy's remained fit for a fair bit of the season, and that's been pleasing to see because the guy's got a bit of talent, but he was on a losing side. He still managed 5 runs for 17 metres, which is a good return. He had a pass, 13 out of 13 tackles, so excellent work rate. I remember at one point he just showed some sheer strength to grab one of the Jaguares players and just hold them up for a maul. So he was certainly playing his heart out, even if it was for a losing cause. I've also gone with Kieran Reid from the Crusaders, kind of kept him fantastic. 14 runs for 32 metres. I don't remember him making 32 metres, but I believe it. 1 defender beaten, 1 clean break, 7 passes, 12 out of 13 tackles. Remember, the Crusaders' tackling stats in that game were poor, but not his. Also managed a line-out win. I'm going to give some more credit to this guy who doesn't get that much credit. Matt Todd, mostly defensive numbers to be fair. 3 runs for 2 metres is nothing to write home about. He beat a defender though in those 2 metres, which is something of a small miracle. 2 passes and offload, and from memory, his offload was a good lead-up offload into a scoring play, so very crucial. He had 16 out of 16 tackles without conceding a single penalty. So, as I said, the Crusaders' tackling stats were below 70%, but 16 out of 16 is a massive chunk of the ones that were actually made. Scrum half, I've gone with TJ Perenara, another guy who was on a losing team but still put in a good effort. 6 runs for 11 meters is probably low for him, but he still had 89 passes, an offload, a try assist, 8 out of 10 tackles, and a turnover. So the guy was everywhere. I think he played the full 80. He was the guy adjudged to have knocked the ball on at the end, even though that was probably not him. But yeah, overall, man, the guy had a pretty darn good game. For fly half, I have gone with Bonija from the Jaguares. It was either him or Moonga. You can put Moonga there, and that's fine. But I just thought Bonija really controlled the game pretty much from start until he went off. And you can't underestimate just how accurate his kicks were and how much control he was just exerting over that Brumbies pack. 3 runs, 6 meters, a defender beaten, a try assist, 3 passes, 11 kicks, 4 conversions, and 2 penalty goals. So the stats don't do him justice, because when you are kicking, finding touch, not allowing the Brumbies guys to regather the ball, putting them on the back foot, it doesn't come out in the stats. So yeah, he's been a very capable player this season. He's not always the best player, but this week I thought he just had a really good shift. Good time to have it as well. Midfielders have gone with Nani Laumapi, kind of to be expected. Big game from him. 15 runs for 45 meters. 3 defenders beaten. I'm surprised it's only 3, because it was almost like 3 on its own for his try. 7 passes, 3 offloads, 2 tries, 5 out of 6 tackles, and 2 turnovers. So that guy was also everywhere. Not doing his All Blacks chances any harm, although he did go for a kick at one point and it went nowhere. So it wasn't a perfect outing. I've gone with Orlando from the Jaguares to partner him in the midfield. 7 runs, 43 meters, 6 defenders beaten, and one of those was for his try, because he just cut the team to bits. 2 clean breaks, 11 passes, 2 offloads, 2 tries, so crucial. 7 out of 7 tackles, and a turnover. That's probably his best game of the season as well, and if you're going to have it in the semi-final, it's not a bad time to do it. Outside backs, I have gone with Moroni from the Jaguares. So it's another Jaguares player. 7 runs for 48 meters, and one of those was that big counter-attacking run where they went basically length of the field and scored as the Brumbies were just starting to perhaps get into the game. They took it right back off them. 5 defenders beaten, 4 clean breaks, an offload, 2 from 2 tackles, a try assist, which was that counter-attacking try, like I said, and a turnover. So they've had injuries to a fair few of their wingers this season, but when you've got Moroni who can step up, not a problem. All my outside backs are wingers this week. I've gone with Ben Lamb, another guy on a losing team. 7 runs, 46 meters, 4 clean breaks, a pass, an offload, a try. The try was a bit of a walk-in, but I thought otherwise he was pretty menacing at times. He did only have 1 attempt at a tackle, and it was a miss. So defensively, he has been found out a little bit. Speaking of defensively found out, I have still gone for Sever Reese. So his stats are pretty good for the most part. 6 runs, 60 meters, 3 clean breaks, a defender beaten, 2 tries and a try assist. Remember, the Crusaders only got 30 points, and he's had a hand in 15 of them, or 21 of them if you want to put it with the conversions. He also managed to turn over none from 5 tackles. Is exceptionally poor. That is the part of the game that he will need to fix if he is going to make the All Blacks. None from 5. I ordinarily would not put a guy on my dream team with none from 5, but with only 2 games to choose from, and the fact that he had a hand in so many of the Crusaders' points. I mean, they only scored 3 tries. He got 2 of them and set up the other one, so kind of give a little, get a little. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts. There's definitely other guys who could have made the squad. None of these guys were perfect, although Orlando was pretty good. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you again soon. See you later.